What is up, everybody? We're rolling audio here today on episode 49 of the Hodder Show. How the hell are you? How you doing? Thank you so much for tuning in and clicking that play button here today on episode 49 of the Hodder Show. I am hyper today. I'm in a very good mood, as I would be. Why wouldn't I be? I mean, so much good stuff going on in my life. This is episode 49 of the Hodder Show, as I've mentioned twice now in this intro. This upcoming Thursday is the episode 50 live cast, the second live cast I have ever done for the Hodder Show. I am so friggin' amped for that. I just want it to be Thursday so I can do it, to be honest with you guys, because I'm just so pumped for it. I've got like friggin' it's as I record this, it is Saturday evening, so I still have almost most of a freaking week to go before I can hang out with you guys in the live cast. But I digress, because I will push through so I can make it to that live cast and hopefully make it the most entertaining thing I possibly can for you guys. What's up? What's going on? How you doing? How are you? I want you to let me know how you are right now. I want you to comment. Let me know how you are. Let me know how you're doing. I feel like we haven't talked in a while. Just let me know. Let me know what's up, because I appreciate you tuning in today, clicking that play button, whatever you're doing, inviting me into your home, your car, your place of business, your gym, your friggin' ice fishing shack. I don't friggin' know why you'd be in an ice fishing shack right now in the middle of summer, but if you are, thank you. If you're listening in your garage for some reason, or your friggin' shed, or your attic, I don't know I don't know why you'd be listening in your attic. It doesn't matter, guys. Thank you for tuning in to this very special Pokemon Go edition of the podcast here today. That's right, Pokemon Go. I am going to talk all about this wonderful app, and how awesome it is. And if you don't agree with me, that's fine. But you're probably bitter for some reason, so you should maybe hold off on any mean comments or anything. But we will get into all that in just a little bit, because first, there are a couple plugs I want to get in. First and foremost, I'm going to plug something for myself, because I am a mark for myself. The Hodder Show t-shirts, as I mentioned on the last podcast here, they have been ordered. Everyone who gave me a email money transfer for the t-shirts will be getting their t-shirt hopefully the next couple of weeks. I don't have an exact date or anything, but hopefully the next couple of weeks. For sure next month. In the next month, I would assume, unless there's some major errors, but I doubt there will be, because I know my man Mr. Jason Reese over at Jaybird Digital Arts is on it, but we'll get to him in a moment. There is going to be probably a couple t-shirts left over of varying sizes. There's definitely going to be a medium left over, definitely a large left over. So when the time comes for me, when I sell the t-shirts out, I give them all out and all that kind of bullshit. If I do have some left over, I will maybe put that up on the Facebook. If anyone wants to buy one, they might be a little bit more money. Let me explain. The original price that Jason and I recorded from the printers actually went up. And I wasn't going to charge more for the t-shirts after I had already told you guys they were $18, but it went up quite a bit more. Is what it is. That's how it goes sometimes when you jump the ship like I did on ordering the t-shirts and so forth. I kind of held off and wanted to do it again and then do it and blah, 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 blah. So it is what it is. I tell you guys everything. So just if you happen to notice that I'm charging, say, $20 for the t-shirts instead of $18, forgive me. It literally just is so that I can at least get my money back on them. But that is what it is. I'm very excited about the t-shirts. As I said, you guys, you will see me wearing my t-shirts literally all the time. I've ordered 3 of them for myself. So you will not see me go anywhere without my Hodder Show t-shirt. I'm sure it's going to piss my wonderful girlfriend Sam off. Piss her right off. Because she is going to be like, seriously, you're wearing that shirt again? And I'll be like, hell yeah, man. Not that my girlfriend sounds like that, but if she did, that's what she would probably say. Anyway, I am just, I'm very, very hyper today. Very hyper. It's probably due in part to this Mountain Dew Kickstart I consumed before the podcast. I was feeling very sluggish after a long, hot day at work. And I decided to partake in a nice Mountain Dew Kickstart, the fruit punch flavor, because that's my favorite. Actually, I lied. My favorite's the black cherry, but whatever. My work only carries the fruit punch and the orange, so work, you need to get on that. Start carrying the black cherry, and I will buy the case of it. Usually, I don't drink them all in one sitting, so to speak. I will drink them kind of throughout the course of the podcast or whatever if I have one, but I decided to chug the whole thing because I was very sluggish and... hello, this is TJ, welcome to the Hodder Show. And no one wants to friggin' listen to that, I hate going back and listening to podcasts I've done that I've been a little tired when I do them and I'm all sluggish and shit. And I don't think that's enjoyable. I think, I feel like you guys would rather have the podcast be like this and be kind of crazy and all over the place and have no structure and make no sense at all than me be a sluggish, boring person to listen to. And so that is what it is, but definitely big shout out to Mountain Dew and their Kickstart products because they are amazing. This is not a plug. Mountain Dew Kickstart. Mountain Dew is not paying me to say this or anything. I mean, if they want to pay me to say, hey, let's buy some Mountain Dew here, folks, I'm for it. You know what I'm saying? I'm working on Mountain Dew. If you guys saw on Facebook there, as I record this, it was just a little bit ago, but as you were listening to this, it was Sunday, so last night, I posted some pictures of me partaking in my Mountain Dew before, and made sure to tag them in it and hashtag it and everything, because I am just the worst kind of people, but that is what it is. Back to my plugs. Just one more I want to get in, of course. I mentioned him before. I want to give a big shout out to my man, Mr. Jason Reese, over at Jaybird Digital Arts. You guys know that if you need anything digital art related, any kind of digital media, any kind of posters, t-shirts, web design stuff, logos, even friggin' like tattoo art and stuff like that. If you have an idea for a picture and you're like, man, I have this idea for a picture, but I can't draw with flying shit, if you're like me, and you go, man, like if I describe this picture to someone, maybe they could draw it. Contact Jason. I guarantee you he probably can, and you're going to go, that's exactly the picture I was thinking of. Holy shit, you're amazing. And then he'll just be like, yeah, I'm okay, I guess. Because he is just a good dude. You guys know how much I love his stuff, and like I always say, he's such a big supporter of the podcast. Even if he wasn't, I would still make sure to give him a shout out every podcast, because I believe in him and his service. I was about to say product. I guess products as well. Products and services that much. And he's just all around a good dude. I mean, for a guy who makes t-shirts for Tommy Dreamer, he must be okay. He must be okay. But anyway, you guys can find him on the web at www.jaybird, that's Jaybird, digitalarts.ca. You can also find him on Facebook under Jaybird Digital Arts, and on Instagram as Jaybird Digital Arts, and I believe he also has a Twitter. I should really look into that, because I'm pretty sure it does. Jaybird Digital Arts. And if you want to see anything, he's done it all on Facebook, on this podcast here, or on anything I've ever posted, basically, for the last 2 or 3 months. Somewhere in there, I will have hashtag Jaybird Digital Arts. You click on that, and everything will pop up he's ever done, if you want to maybe get a little bit of a better look into what he is doing and what he's capable of. Be sure to do that, and be sure, if you use his services, to let him know that his man, Mr. TJ, sent you. All right, and with that horrible, all over the place, hyper ranty intro out of the way, I am going to jump headfirst into this podcast, where I'm going to literally just kind of talk about Pokemon and Pokemon Go for a little while and see what happens. This is probably going to be a train wreck, so I apologize in advance, because I am just very hyper and scatterbrained, but that could be very interesting. So let's all take a swig of our Mountain Dew Kickstarts and jump into this right now. Let's get into it. We are back and we are rolling. Hell yeah, man. We are here today to talk about Pokemon Go. which is an app. If you guys are not familiar for some weird fucking reason, it is an app for Android and iPhone in which you basically walk around. Yes, you actually have to get up and walk around, or drive around, I guess, as well. But if you are driving around playing Pokemon Go, you better not be actually driving. You better hand your phone over to your passenger in your shotgun seat so that they can catch Pokemon for you, or else I will come and find you. Okay? I will personally get in my car and I will come find you. And I will steal your Pokemon. I will turn heel so quick it will make your head spin. Seriously though. All right, so Pokemon Go, very cool app and all that kind of thing. I'm going to get into that in just a little bit. First, I kind of figured I would start off talking about Pokemon in general, and kind of my love, my childhood love for the original Pokemon, not so much the newer generations. To be quite blunt with you all, I think it's gotten pretty stupid. The fact that there's like, I don't even know how many Pokemon there are. Like I literally have no actual idea how many Pokemon there are. You know who would know? I'm just inquiring minds like them all, guys. How many Pokemon are there? I really don't know. Like, I have no idea. I know in the original, like, there's like 152 or something stupid like that. I probably should have done my research. But you know who would know how many Pokemon there are? Is my producer, Mr. Brandon Bowden. And I think I'm going to call him right now, live on the podcast. I'm going to ask him this very simple, quick question. Bear with me here for just a moment, folks. We're going to call him and ask him. It's ringing.
Hello?
Hey.
Hey, buddy, what's going on?
So I'm currently podcasting, and I have a question for you. I just have a quick question for you.
Yeah.
How many Pokemon are there in total?
What's that?
How many Pokemon are there in total?
721.
721.
Yep.
Jesus Christ. Like, why though? Why the fuck?
That's not including the ones that have been released for the new game now.
Oh my god.
If you include the ones that have been released for the new game, there's almost 750. Probably over.
Holy shit.
Yep.
That's friggin' ridiculous. I don't know why they need that many friggin' Pokemon.
What, you doing a podcast about Pokemon?
I'm talking about Pokemon Go on the podcast. And you're live on the podcast. And I'm sitting there going, I wonder how many fucking Pokemon there are in total. I was trying to remember. I thought there was like 300.
Officially released Pokemon in-game.
Okay, so repeat that one more time for me.
721 officially released Pokemon in-game now.
Jesus Christ. All right. That's a lot of fucking Pokemon. All right, well, I will let you go. I didn't mean to bother you. I had that question, and inquiring minds would like to know, and I wanted to call you and ask.
All right, buddy.
All right, man. I'll talk to you later.
All right.
All right, see ya. So, yeah, there you have it, folks. Live on the Hodder Show. I take a second to call my producer, Mr. Brandon Bowden, who is a hell of a friggin' worker, because he had no idea I was going to do that. I just called him out of the blue. I haven't talked to him all day, and just call him up. Hey, buddy, what's up? How many Pokemon are there? Like, just perfect, folks. This is the guy who's been my best friend for years, and he's the producer of the Hodder Show. He takes his job very seriously, and he takes his Pokemans very seriously, which is why when he delivered that line, it was all business. There was no funniness about it, and that's why Brandon Bowden is the producer of the Hodder Show. That's why he is one hell of a worker, folks. But there we go. 721 Pokemon officially released in-game right now. Now, there are not 721 Pokemon in Pokemon Go, but I digress. There are actually 250 Pokemon, apparently. No, that's not 250 Pokemon. Let me pull up my Pokedex here. There's 137 according to my Pokedex in Pokemon Go right now. I really should have done my research, but you folks know that's not how I do things. So, Pokemon Go. Well, first I'll talk about Pokemon. So, the original Pokemon. I got started on Pokemon around the same time everybody else did, late 90s. When Pokemon kind of was at its height of the TV show and all that kind of bullshit. And I love the original Pokemon. Still kind of do. I had a bunch of trading cards and everything, of course. And it was really fun. I mean, as a kid, playing Pokemon, it's great. And I think that's why so many people are drawn to this game, just because it literally is. It's reliving our childhood. I know me personally, when I caught my first Rattata, I was like, oh man, this is sick. Because it's been years since I played Pokemon, and I was oh, Rattata, cool. And it's just good. It's fun. And I know a lot of people are hating on it. Excuse me. I know a lot of people are hating on it, but I don't see the reason. But I started playing Pokemon, actually. Kind of a funny quick story here. I was in Cape Breton, Nova Scotia, visiting my wonderful grandparents. And I don't remember where it came from. I feel like it was my Uncle Gary's. Shout out to my Uncle Gary, who he had this old Game Boy Pocket. Little blue Game Boy Pocket. And I was playing it because I was a video game obsessed child. And I didn't have any video games with me, so he let me play his Game Boy Pocket. And I still have that Game Boy Pocket, actually. He ended up giving it to me. But we were going to a wedding, actually. And I remember this like it was yesterday. I was maybe, I want to say I was like 9 or 10. And I'm sitting in my grandfather, may he rest in peace, my grandpa Hodder. I was sitting in his passenger seat, and we were driving up to the wedding to where it was, and I was sitting there playing Pokemon the entire time. And I remember it got too dark for me to play it. Like, the old Game Boys, they didn't have the light or anything, so you wouldn't be able to see anything. And I was all bummed out because I couldn't play it. So my grandfather, being the kind of man he was, instead of going, oh, tough shit, deal with it, back him out, eh? No, none of that shit. He turned on the dashboard lights so that I could keep playing it, even though it was kind of dangerous for him to do that. He didn't care. He wanted me to keep being able to keep doing something that made me happy. And I remember, I think it was one of my uncles or something was like, oh, that's stupid. Like, why are you playing that or whatever? And my grandfather was just like, you know what? Let him do what he wants. Whatever. It makes him happy. Let him do it. I'm not going to imitate my grandfather because I just can't do a Newfie imitation right now. But definitely, so you could kind of say that Pokemon, the original Pokemon games, kind of have a bit of a soft spot for me. It was Pokemon Red, actually, specifically, just because that was the one I played. And I always started off with Squirtle. Good old Squirtle. Or as I like to call him, Little Turtle. And then he evolved into Angry Turtle. And then he evolved into Water Bowser. And yeah, he was a friggin' turtle that had rockets on his back. What's not to like? And I was like, damn, that is a friggin' Blastoise. That is a friggin' Pokemon and a half right there. So as time went on, I caught all my Pokemon and so forth, and I started really falling in love with the game. And as I progressed through the game, I realized there was a bunch of different types of Pokemon. Some of my favorites, actually. I love my Mankeys and my Primates. I don't know why. I think because they were the first fighting Pokemon I caught. Basically all fighting Pokemon. Machop, Machoke, Machamp, Hitmonlee. Hitmonlee is my favorite Pokemon. Just to say right off the bat, Hitmonlee is my all-time favorite Pokemon. I couldn't tell you why. There's not a specific reason as to why he is my favorite Pokemon. But he just is, because he is awesome. And he kicks people in the face hard. So, of course, I like Hitmonchan as well, who is the boxer version of Hitmonlee. And as far as the second generation, I do like the fact that they added Hitmontop and like kind of the baby Pokemon of that and stuff. That's kind of cool. I can dig that. But my heart is definitely in the original series. Hypno is another one that was always one of my favorites. There's a whole bunch. I actually always liked to use Hypno. He was one of my main ones. I always used him. Hitmonlee, Blastoise, Primate, and then I would usually follow up with either a Dragonair Or I would follow that up with like some random stupid Pokemon. I used Mr. Mime for a while, which is weird. I also loved Haunter. Haunter was another one that I used a lot, actually. My main lineup would usually be Hitmonlee would go first, followed by Blastoise, followed by Hypno. Hypno followed by Blastoise, followed by my Dragonair, followed by my Primeape. That's all of them. Yeah, it's 5. 5 you can start with. And then usually I'd swap out with my Haunter, depending on what I needed to do, usually with my my Primeape, because unfortunately, near the end of the game, Primeape kind of started to get not so great. Magmar is another one I really liked as far as a fire Pokemon. He was sick. There's the Buzz dude whose name I cannot recall at the moment. Thunder Buzz or something like that. Maybe I should call Brandon again and ask him. No, I'm not going to do that again here on the podcast. Calling Brandon live for more information. Even though that was pretty funny, I think that was great. That's something I might start doing on the podcast. Just randomly calling people. Say, hey, I had a question for you. What are you doing? I'm podcasting. I think it's funny. So that's a little bit about my origins of Pokemon, and something that's actually kind of funny. I started playing through Pokemon Red not that long ago, and I just beat it a few months ago. I found my Game Boy Advance, because unfortunately that Game Boy Pocket doesn't work anymore. I actually might get it fixed. I've been thinking about it, but I found my Game Boy Advance, and Pokemon Red happened to be with it. And I went, I'm going to play through friggin' Pokemon Red again, just for fun. And, of course, got to the Elite Four and kicked their asses with my my awesome Poke skills. Even though I had no business being able to beat them, because I was like level... I think my Hypno was level 34, I think. From what I can recall. My highest level one I had was 37, and that was my Haunter. And he got killed. My poor Hitmonlee also got killed, but that was beside the point. So it was kind of funny how it was totally reminding me of my childhood. And I'm playing Pokemon Red, and I'm going, man, this is so great, so much fun. Sam's making fun of me the entire time. She's like, you're seriously playing Pokemon right now? And I'm like, hell yeah, man. And it's just I remember her making fun of me so much for it. I was hanging out with her and her friend, and they're like watching TV or something. I'm just literally sitting there playing Pokemon, and she's just like almost embarrassed in a way. And then this game, Pokemon Go, to me literally comes out of fucking nowhere. I did not really hear about this game until like maybe a week before it was released. I don't know if I just missed the memo or something, but like literally I'm chilling on Facebook one day, and all of a sudden it's like, Pokemon Go! Yeah! It's here! Yeah! Calm down, Scott Stapp. Yeah! It's here! And actually that's more like James Hetfield, but whatever. Sorry about your headphones. Yeah, sorry about your ears if you're wearing headphones, but sometimes I just gotta go with what inspires me, and I felt like imitating Scott Stapp from Creed, but it became James Hetfield. That's just what happens sometimes. But I'm on my Facebook looking, going, oh, like what the hell is going on? And it's Pokemon Go, Pokemon Go, Pokemon Go, Pokemon Go, and I'm like, what is Pokemon Go, and why have I never heard of it? So I do a little bit of research, and in first initial reaction, I was like, this is kind of stupid. Like, this is not going to work. The servers are never going to friggin' be able to keep up with everything. It's going to be a big mess. People are going to find ways to cheat and all that kind of bullshit. People are never going to be able to beat gym leaders and all that kind of bullshit. Now, there are some things I'm right about, and I was right about on my first initial reaction. But I digress, because I was like, man, you know what? Let people enjoy their shit. So many people bash this game, and they bash the people who play it, and like there's people who like are I saw a thing that day on Facebook where like someone's like made threats to drive around with a paintball gun and shoot people playing Pokemon Go, and it's like, dude, fuck off. Like just let people enjoy their shit, you know. But I was a bit of a negative Nancy in the beginning about the whole thing, and I was not going to download it. Also because it was not available in Canada at the time. But I was like, man, screw this. I'm just not going to bother. And kind of moved on with my life. And I saw a bunch of people on my Facebook who kind of downloaded the like hacked version or whatever, and it didn't really work that well because it wasn't released in Canada until a week after. And they're playing it and they're having a great time. And they're like, yeah, Team Mystic and all this kind of bullshit. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, whatever. And most of the people who were playing it were gamers, and they were Pokemon fiends, so to speak, from back in the day. So I was kind of like, I don't know. This is kind of stupid. Seems kind of stupid. I don't know. And I didn't really understand the concept. I'm like, so you use your camera to catch Pokemon? Like, that's kind of lame. What's the point? I have to walk to do it. Screw that. I don't want to walk around when I'm playing video games. That's stupid. And then something happened. The catalyst for all of this that has happened, the catalyst that made me want to sit down and record a podcast about Pokemon Go, as is the catalyst for most things in my life, in a good way, was my wonderful girlfriend, Miss Samantha Light. She came home one day. I'm sitting on the couch. Let me set the scene for you. I'm sitting on the couch, feet up. I'm just like, I'm almost ready for bed, because I work morning shifts a lot, 6 to 2s, 5 to 1s, 7 to 3s. Usually unfortunately when Sam gets home from work, sometimes around 9:30 or 10, sometimes even later. This particular night, she was a little bit later. I think it was about 10:30 when she got home. I'm pretty much ready for bed, especially if I work like a 5 to 1 or 6 to 2 the next day. The next day I happen to work a 7 to 3. So I'll stay up a little bit later, I'll stay up till like 11. Ooh. And she was like, came and sat down on the couch, and I'm just chilling, like just half asleep, like I was done. She's just like, so I did something. And I'm like, what? She's like, don't hate me. I'm like, oh God, what happened? And she pulls out her phone and passes it to me and shows me the Pokemon she's caught. And I go, you downloaded Pokemon Go? She's like, yeah. She was apparently walking around our backyard earlier in the day trying to find Pokemon, and I guess my mother was looking out the window at her just going, what the hell is going on? So she told her mom, was like, oh my God, you downloaded that stupid game. Ah. And that was kind of my initial reaction. I was like, really, babe? Like, really? You downloaded that stupid app game? Like, oh my God, I can't believe this. And she's like, oh my God, don't be like that. Like, come on. She's like, please download it. Like, we can play it together. Like, it'll be fun. It's something we'll do together. And I was like, you know what? I'm always looking for more stuff we can do together. I am all for that. So I was like, you know what? Screw it. Let's do it. So I download it. And it doesn't work the first time. Try again. Doesn't work the second time. Okay. I have not wavered in my crusade here. I will try again. And it didn't work the third time. And I went, okay. Babe, I do not know how much more of this I can handle. I have tried downloading this stupid app 3 times and it has not worked. And she's like, oh, stop being a negative Nancy and do it. I'm like, And so I downloaded it the 4th time. And it finally works. And I go, cool. Hell yeah, man. It's just for the record, if anyone's wondering why I'm doing that, there's a podcast I listened to earlier that actually it's a wrestling based podcast called Talkin' Shop by Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. And Luke Gallows, the one guy, he does all these different voices, and one of the voices he does is called Hell Yeah Man. It's literally just hell yeah man, that's sweet man, hell yeah, like something stupid. But I just I've been doing it all day. I don't know why. Whatever. I digress. Excuse me. And still fighting this cold. Still fighting this cold. I'm just right on the tail end of it here. Whenever I have a cold, it always takes me a couple weeks to kill the cough, so to speak. So I apologize for that. But I was finally downloaded the app, and I was like, okay, seems okay. I'm kind of looking around my kitchen looking for Pokemon. Well, first I caught my starter Pokemon. I got to choose between, of course, Charmander, Bulbasaur, and Squirtle. So, of course, I chose Squirtle. No surprises there. I nicknamed him Sir Squirts because that's just fucking hilarious. I never used to nickname my Pokemon in the original Pokemon, but in Pokemon Go, I feel like I have to. Like, I feel like it's just so much funnier if I nickname them stupid stuff. I literally just friggin' did that for every single one, and I will go through my list in just a little bit here. But so I was like, oh, cool, I got my Squirtle. So at this point, Sam is outside walking around our backyard looking for Pokemon. And I'm like, oh my God, it's like 10:30 at night. By this point, it was 11. I'm like, oh my God, like I want to go to bed. I'm so tired. And she knew, but she's just like, oh, like, come on, don't be a bitch. So I'm like, okay, do you want to go Pokemon hunting? And she jumps in my car and I go, okay, I'll drive and you hunt for Pokemon. And we drove around our first Pokemon hunting night. We drove around for about, oh boy, I want to say it was about an hour and a half that we drove around Newcastle. And I caught some Pokemon, the most exciting of all of them being Drowsy. Because it kind of came out of nowhere. Apparently, some people have Drowsy all over the place in their neighborhoods, but I've only been able to find one or two so far. And of course, Drowsy leads to Hypno, which is one of my favorite Pokemon. So I was like, dude, Drowsy, hell yeah, man. So after that, I also caught a Ghastly, which is awesome because he leads into Haunter. And I was like, hell yeah, man. I'm going to stop doing that, I promise. And of course, before that, I caught a Pidgey, I caught a Rattata, all that kind of bullshit. And another one I caught, which is one of the only ones I still have left from my original kind of run through. I since caught stronger ones and transferred the old weaker ones for the candy and all that kind of bullshit. Was a Venonat, and this Venonat has a very special name, and a very special place in my heart, because its CP was 102 when I caught it. And all my other ones were like 13. So I felt very accomplished for catching this Venonat, whose name is Creepy Bush. Creepy Bush. Creepy Bush. And I will leave it at that. So I might as well, I'll go through all my Pokemon I have right now. I have, and they're all varying different CP levels and all that kind of bullshit. I currently am level 8. I just have the app open right now, actually. Except my phone's going to die soon. I am currently level 8. I haven't had a whole shitload of time to play, because my job can be pretty physical sometimes. When I get home from work, sometimes I just don't feel like walking anywhere. We'll drive around and I'll play, and Sam will drive and we'll catch Pokemon and shit. But sometimes I just really don't feel like walking. So I will make her drive us around while I catch Pokemon. But that is what it is. So as far as the Pokemon that I have, I'm going to go through my list right now. I only have 26 right now, because I've transferred a lot of them. I probably had almost close to 100 at one point. But I transferred a crap ton of them, just duplicates. I had like 30 Rattatats, I had like 40 Pidgeys, you know how it is in Pokemon Go. So I have my first one starting on my list here. I have my Pidgeotto, because I literally had so many Pidgeys, I just transferred them all, got my hands on a lucky egg, and then evolved a couple of them all the way through, because I had like 100 friggin' Pidgey candies. And my Pidgeotto, and his name, of course, is Biggest Bird, because I had Little Bird, Bigger Bird, and Biggest Bird, because that's my kind of humor. And the next one I have on my list here, I have my Ghastly, which is probably the best name I've thought of. There's two that I think are actually really funny, and people thought were actually really funny on my Facebook when I posted it. They were like, dude, that's actually really funny. And that is Ghastly. His name is Taco Bell. Taco Bell. And I'm not going to elaborate on that anymore. Of course, we have Creepy Bush, my Venonat. And then we have my Nidoran, female. Haven't been able to find a male yet. And this is going to be a series, the Nidoran, to her evolved Nidorino and then Nidoqueen, or the male versions. I have Angry Child, female. And then I'm going to have Moody Teenager, and then Pissed Adult. I think that's funny. I'm not funny like in the sense of like really funny creative names that some people like. One of my Facebook, my buddies, Luke Malika, he's got like some really funny friggin' Pokemon names, and they're goals. It's goals. Like it's just funny. Some of them are so good. Then we have we got here. We have my Beedrill. My Beedrill that I actually just got him evolved from his Kakuna this morning, actually. He's pretty weak. His CP is only 153 for an evolved, which is apparently very weak. I don't know. The CPs I see around here on the gyms are in the thousands, so I just don't even try anymore. But I'll talk about that in a little bit. And his name is Horny Bee, because he is a bee. Well, he's a wasp technically, but I think bee is funnier. He is a bee, and he literally is horny. He has 2 horns for arms that are drills, and he has a big stinger that will sting you. So he's very horny. I'm just gonna leave it at that. We have my Krabby that is entitled Crab People, because that's just funny to me. Crab people, talk like people, walk like crabs. Pretty sure I messed that up or whatever. Then we have my Metapod, which is actually currently my weakest Pokemon I have. Actually, sorry, no, my Ghastly is only 32 CP, which is embarrassing, but whatever. My Metapod, which I evolved from my Caterpie, which I'll be evolving to my Butterfree hopefully very shortly. His name is Hard as Nails, because why not? We have my Pidgeotto, which of course is biggest bird. He's actually stronger than my my Pidgeot. Figure that out. His CP is 189, whereas my Pidgeot's is 167. Just the way I evolved it. The Pidgey I evolved was my first Pidgey, and it was pretty weak. But it has sentimental value, so I'm not going to get rid of him, because I'm lame like that. What else do I got on my list here? Oh, of course, I have my my Porygon, which is actually the rarest Pokemon I've caught so far. When I told a couple of my Pokemon Go buddies I caught a Porygon, they were like, "Dude, what? Oh shit!" I was actually in Oshawa with Sam, and we were walking from Hollywood Cone. Actually, shout out to Hollywood Cone. Very good ice cream. We're walking back to the car with her mom and her brother and sister. And Sam's, of course, playing Pokemon Go because she's literally obsessed. In a good way. That's not a bad thing. And she goes, this is a weird looking Pokemon. I don't want it. I was like, oh, like, what is it? She's like, I don't know. It's like pointy and pink and weird. And I'm like, oh my God, it's a freaking Porygon. And sure enough, I go look at her phone and it's a Porygon. CP level like 257. And I'm like, babe, she was going to run away. I'm like, babe, catch that Pokemon. She's like, why? I'm like, catch that Pokemon. Because I don't know anyone of my friends this who has a friggin' Porygon right now. And sure enough, she caught it. I whipped out my phone and caught it immediately, of course, because I wanted a Porygon as well. Except for mine's CP level is 291, so it was a little bit stronger. He is currently my strongest Pokemon at 291. Like I said, I have not been doing a lot of training or anything. So forgive me if you were laughing at me right now for the level of my Pokemon. But not really being able to train them and all that kind of thing. It can be tricky, especially a Porygon. Like, unless I go to that specific place in Oshawa again, I don't know if I'm going to catch him again for a while. So, no Porygon candies to make him stronger right now. But he's holding steady at 291, still my strongest Pokemon. And his name is 3D Bird Dude, because I couldn't think of a funnier name. I think I was gonna name it like Pori Heart or something like that, and Corey Hart, you know. But I was like, it's stupid. So I decided to go with 3D Bird Dude, because literally that's how Sam explained him to me. So that's that. The next Pokemon I have on my list here is my Tangela. Which was not a rare Pokemon, but again, I don't know anyone who has one other than me right now. I'm sure there are plenty of people who have them, but just I don't know anyone in my personal life who plays Pokemon Go who has one. So I thought that was kind of cool. Same thing, we actually caught the Porygon and the Tangela on the same day, so I had a pretty good day that day. I was pretty ecstatic, and of course his name is Bad Hair Day. because why not? I called him Man Bun for a while, but I thought that was kind of stupid because he doesn't have a man bun. I thought that was funny. I want something hair related. So, and then I have my Shelder, which was my most definitely an interesting catch because I woke up one morning, I'm sitting on my couch, and it just kind of showed up. I was like, oh, I don't live near water, so I was like, interesting. So I caught that motherfucker, and he's hanging out. He's holding steady at 107 CP. Haven't really done a lot. Haven't been able to catch any other Shelders yet. I'm waiting to catch a stronger one and possibly evolve him eventually. But he is, of course, named Surprised Clam because he looks very surprised. Even when he looks angry, his tongue sticking out, he just looks very surprised to me. So I thought that was funny. We move on to my Drowsy, who, of course, is nicknamed ZZ Trunk, because, ZZ Trunk, what's not to like? He'll put you to sleep and he has a trunk, leave me alone. We have, this one's funny, my Parasect, which is actually my second strongest one. I caught my Paras, I evolved this Parasect from, it was like my third Pokemon I caught, I think, and it was this little dude, and I named him Zombie Crab, because I thought it was funny. So when he evolved into Parasect, I was like, I can't name it like Zombie Crab because that's kind of stupid. And so I wanted to change it. So I have named him Zombie Lobster. Even though he doesn't look like a lobster, I'm like, no, his name is Zombie Lobster, and that's just how it is. So that's that. He's my second strongest Pokemon at 265. And then we have my Zubat, CP10, most useless Pokemon I have. He's actually my weakest Pokemon. I don't know how I didn't fuck that up earlier. Nicknamed Edward Cullen. Pretty straightforward. He's a vampire. Leave him alone. We have my Radish, or Oddish, excuse me. My Oddish. With their lovely nickname entitled Death Turnip. Because Death Turnip is hilarious. I named it Death Radish, and then I'm like, I wouldn't fear a Death Radish. If someone was like, this is a Death Radish, I'd be like, that's not funny. But then Death Turnip, I'm like, who the fuck would think of a Death Turnip? So that's me. That's what I did. We have my Bellsprout, who is just entitled Plant versus Zombie, because Plant versus Zombie is hilarious. And then I get pretty generic and stupid. My Raticate, who I evolved from my first Rattata I caught, who's my third strongest Pokemon. He's Eradicate, because I'm so funny. And quick funny note, the Rattata I evolved him from, his name was Rat, R-A-T-T with a metal symbol, for anyone who knows that reference to the legendary hair metal band from the 80s, Rat. I thought that was pretty funny. We have my Sparrow, who is entitled Angry Bird, because he is literally an angry bird. And last but not least, we have my little adorable Eevee, who is actually my fourth strongest Pokemon. I caught him at CP level 194, which is kind of interesting. His nickname is entitled Aww. What's not to understand about that? That's pretty funny. So that rounds out all the Pokemon I currently have. Just for out of curiosity, all of the Pokemon I have seen, I have caught except for one. That fucking Meowth. I was not able to catch him. I don't know why. Apparently he is a slippery bastard to catch or something. And unfortunately, my Squirtle. It's kind of a sad story. My little Squirtle, Sir Squirts. I caught a couple Squirtles and transferred them and so forth. I was getting them ready to evolve him. And I'm playing one time and I'm on his screen just looking at something. And the game kind of froze up, and I was like, oh shit, what the hell? And so I'm pressing a bunch of buttons to try and get out of it, and I accidentally pressed transfer. And it was just literally the flukiest, stupidest thing that, like, I pressed transfer, and then I went to go press no. Like, are you sure you want to transfer? I pressed no, but, like, it registered as yes, so then it transferred him. So, Sir Squirts, I apologize for that. I miss you. I hope I catch another Squirtle soon, so I may carry on your legacy, good sir. But those are all the Pokemon that I currently have. I also have a shit ton of eggs. How many eggs do I have right now? I have 7 eggs, which is too many. I don't, and they're all like 5 kilometer ones too. And I'm not walking 5 kilometers to hatch a fucking Caterpie. because the last 3 eggs I've hatched were Caterpies. And I was not pleased about that. The fact that I walked like 5 kilometers to hatch a Caterpie. So I was like, you know what? No, I just am not for it at all. But in all, the game's fun and it's entertaining. And if you're someone who wants to get into the game and you're worried that people are gonna like make fun of me and all this kind of bullshit, none of that shit. Do you? Okay, do you? Do what makes you happy. If playing Pokemon Go makes you happy and it's gonna make you happy, do it. I know personally, I think it's great. I have seen so many people bonding with their friends and with their loved ones and with their children playing this game. I know for sure that someone I work with, he was mentioning to me that he has it. Sitting at work and all of a sudden I hear his phone go off with it and I'm like, oh, you play Pokemon Go, really? And he's just like, yeah, why wouldn't I? And then he was explaining to me how like his son has it and blah, blah, blah. And like, it's something cool for them, So why wouldn't you do it? I mean, there's people that I work with who, I was kind of work friends with, so to speak, but like just work acquaintances, and you have people you see at work and you're all buddy, and you wouldn't necessarily hang out with them outside of work necessarily, not for any reason, just you run with different social groups and so forth. But there's a couple people who like now I'm even closer with, because I come into work maybe 5 minutes earlier than I would because my work is actually a Pokestop, which is awesome for me. I'll make sure I come into work, I usually show up to work pretty early anyway, because I'm crazy, but I'm now giving myself maybe an extra 5 minutes to sit down and make sure I hit up that Pokestop every morning. Every morning before I start work, before I put my phone away and that for the day, and every night before I leave, or every afternoon before I leave. And I kept running into people from work at the Pokestops as well. So it was just like, we get chatting, and now it's like I have even more work friends than that just because of Pokemon Go. We're shooting the shit and all of a sudden Pokemon Go comes up and it's like, oh, Pokemon Go, Pokemon Go, Pokemon Go, and it's awesome. It's only a good thing. It's something that so many people are enjoying, and I know there's a lot of hate on it. I touched on that earlier. There's a lot of like memes going around. Oh, I'd love to play Pokemon Go, but I have a fucking life and a job. Ha 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 ha. Listen, I work a full-time job. I have a girlfriend. I have friends I see, and I can still find time to, if I'm not doing anything, to do this. It's not like literally. Okay, now there are some people that are taking this whole Pokemon Go thing a little too far. And they're like walking off cliffs and walking into traffic and that kind of thing and breaking into OPG or some shit. Like, okay, yes. Those people need to calm down. Okay, if you are one of those people that have walked in the traffic to try and catch a Pokemon, you need to calm down. Okay? I think the craziest thing me and Sam have done so far to catch a Pokemon is literally like drive out of our way to catch something. And that's like the craziest we will go. I'm like, babe, we're not going to like literally go like there are people who like have held their phones and swam out in the middle of like the friggin' lake to catch a Pokemon. Excuse me. There was someone who was on my newsfeed. They took a picture of themselves at the top of like this mountain or something. And they're like, oh, like you climbed it just for the sake of climbing it? And they're like, no, there was a Pokemon up here I wanted. As I said earlier, do what makes you happy. Do your thing. If it's getting people out to be active as well, that's something else that a lot of people are saying that's great for this game. Is there are people who are, maybe they are, what's the best way to put this? It's not very sociable people. And this is getting them out and it's getting them walking around, and you're walking around and then you walk by someone who's looking at their phone the same way and you kind of look at each other and you're like, Pokemon Go? They're like, Pokemon Go. Hell yeah, man. Said I wouldn't do it again, I did it. Deal with it. And it's just, it's a good thing. I know that Sam and I were out driving by in Newcastle. There's a whole bunch of Pokestops on the main Highway 2 King Street there. And we were driving by the War Memorial happens to be one, which I think is cool. So we decided to pull over and just go check it out. And there's a bunch of kids there, all varying ages. And Sam's like, we're not going over there. I'm like, why? She's like, there's like 12-year-old, 13-year-old, 14-year-old kids over there. Like, we're not going over there. Because they're going to be like, oh, Pokemon Go, bro. And like, And I'm like, it's okay. I speak young teenager. From my days at the shop, I understand them as a people. So I don't care. I'm just like, I'm going to go embrace this. But so like, we were like kind of standing far away, hoping they wouldn't notice us. And the one kid was like, yo, Pokemon Go. And of course, Sam's like, oh no. And I'm like, screw it. So I walk over and start socializing with these kids. And like literally, we're like talking with these kids, and they're like, oh, blah, blah, blah. Like, what do you have? What level are you at? And of course, me, I'm like, yeah, I'm level 6, thinking that was like impressive. And the kid's like, you'll get there. I was like, what? I'm like, what level are you? He's like, I don't forget. Like, he was like, 15. And I'm like, the game's been out for like a week. He's like, yeah, man. I'm like, how are you that high of a level already? He's like, oh, gyms and stuff. And I heard them, and the girl, whatever, she's like, yo, what team are you? Now, this whole Team Mystic, Team Valor, Team Instinct thing, I didn't really understand it when I picked my team. I mainly just picked the team Sam picked because I was like, well, I want to be on Sam's team. What the hell? And everyone on my Facebook was Team Mystic. So I was like, I kind of want to pick a different team. And I saw all these memes making fun of Team Valor. It was like, oh, it's like, oh, an intellectual Pokemon conversation. It's like a picture of Team Mystic and Team Valor. They're having all this nice Team Mystic and Team Instinct. And it's like, oh, look, here comes Team Valor. And it's like them literally shitting themselves and like shit coming out of their mouth. And it's like, oh my God, like, that's hilarious. It's like everyone making fun of Team Valor. So I'm like, you know what? Hey, babe, what team are you? Team Valor? I'm picking Team Valor. Because I thought it was funny. And that was before I knew all the heat that was going to bring me. Excuse me, literally the heat with all the Pokemon Go players I have that I know, because they're all Team Mystic, and they're like, oh, like, you join the dark side. You must join Team Mystic. It's the best team. Of course, no one joins Team Instinct or whatever. And I didn't really care. I didn't really have I was just like, oh, whatever. It's a team thing. I didn't really have any pride or really care. But now it's like to the point we'll like drive by a group of kids playing Pokemon Go, and I'll just be like, Valor! And they'll either say, yeah, or they'll be like, boo, you suck. And it's just like, I'm not doing it like to be mean or anything. I don't say it in like a derogatory way. I'm just like, Team Valor! Like, clearly, like, my fist out in the window, like, I'm a Team Valor member, and they're all like, you suck, Team Valor sucks, and I'm just like, whatever, you're 6, leave me alone. No, I don't yell at 6-year-olds. I only make sure they're teenagers when I do that. So yeah, Valor, Mystic, Instinct. I chose Team Valor. You let me know in the comments right now who you choose. I would like to know. Let me know your experiences with the game so far, because I am very curious as to why, what everyone has, and all that kind of bullshit. But the one thing that does kind of bother me, I'm kind of getting ready to wrap this up here. Can I actually catch them all? You know what I'm saying? Like, can I actually catch them all? I'm sitting here looking at my list going, okay, I have like 23 Pokemon. There's a lot more to go. Can I actually catch them all? And doing a tiny bit of research on this, I have determined that no, I cannot, because there was someone in I want to say New York, who happened to be a Team Valor member. Of course he was. Valor. And he has literally caught all the Pokemon that he can in his continent. I think there's 2 that he's missing that he literally cannot catch in North America, apparently, or something stupid like that. One of which is Mr. Mime, which is kind of lame because I always like Mr. Mime for some reason. And I want to say it was Ditto was the other one, which kind of makes sense. Maybe they're just not added in the game yet. I can't recall that. But I know for sure Mew and Mewtwo are also not in the game yet. I know that for a fact. Neither are any of the legendary bird Pokemon. At least not in North America. At least not in Canada. I know that for sure. Because I just did a little bit of research I did. I know that the 3 legendary birds, Mew, Mewtwo, and Ditto and Mr. Mime are not in the game. So if you have caught one of those, let me know. Maybe I'm wrong, but definitely, like I said, guys, let me know what some of the Pokemon you caught or your best catch and all that kind of thing, and let me know some Pokemon you want. Because I know personally, I want fighting Pokemon. That's what I want. I want my Hitmonlees and my Hitmonchans and my Machops and my Machokes and my Mankeys and all that kind of bullshit. And I have not been able to find any of them. So I need to figure it out. Apparently they're at gyms, which I'm assuming by gyms, the computer means literally like gyms, like workout gyms and stuff like that. So Brandon, if you're listening, I might start going to the gym just so I can catch Pokemon, bro. You'll make it happen. I'll let you train me a little bit and I'll catch some Pokemon. It'll be good times. But my whole experience with the actual Pokemon gyms, not the gym, that's a whole other podcast for another time. If there's another thing that kind of bothers me, it's just two things. Number one, the gyms around where I live, they are so overpowered now. Like the people who run the gyms and who are the gym leaders and that, it's so overpowered that like literally I go against them with my strongest Pokemon and I don't last more than one or two hits. No matter what type it is, it doesn't matter. The one guy, he was a, what the hell was he? I feel like it was an Onyx or something, or Geodude or something. And I had my Squirtle at the time. And he was only maybe 100 CP above me. And I was like, okay. I kept reading that it didn't really matter about CP too much if you just basically button mash. So I'm like, okay, I'll try it. And I did okay against him, but just couldn't get the killing blow. And it really bothered me. It bothers me now. It's like these people are like 900 CP above me. And I'm like, I can't even catch up. Because every time I think I catch up, I go look at the gym. And like literally they're like 400 more above. I'm like, holy shit, people need to calm down. Like, holy crap. I do wish that we could just battle other players for like experience and stuff. I feel like that would be a much better thing. Apparently I've seen pictures and read rumors online and stuff like that they are looking into that and they might make that happen. So hopefully that's going to happen. If anyone has any information on that, be sure to let me know. I'm curious. Excuse me. So definitely looking forward to that. If that does happen, transferring Pokemon and so forth. I just literally go on like Kijiji and be like, who has a fucking Hitmonlee, and just transfer them Pokemon. I wouldn't even care. I'm like, yo, I'll give you like 6 Pokemon for it. I'll just have a Hitmonlee. I don't give a shit. I don't want to catch them all. I want to catch one. Pokemon, I want to catch one. Or how I was the first bit of the game. Pokemon, I want to catch something other than fucking Pidgey or Rattata. Sitting here right now, a Rattata has just popped up on my screen. Legit, all that is around me are Rattatas and Pidgeys. So that's funny. The occasional Venonat, but yeah, that's that. The servers are something that really is a big topic of conversation, and it is meme central. I saw a thing. It was a picture of like Shawn Michaels from like the 90s at a laptop computer with another dude on a computer who like they both looked so confused. You could tell they were computer people, and like literally it's like, you know, Pokemon Go server text, and it's like, oh my god, that's so funny. It is very annoying, the servers and stuff like that, but it's interesting how if this was any other game or any other app, it probably would have been shut down by now. But because literally Pokemon Go is so popular, it's not shut down. No one cares. Everyone's just dealing with it because that's how badly they want to play. And to me, that's funny as shit. I know me personally, I'll like start swearing at him, like, stupid thing. You know, I want to play. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm not going to play this stupid game anymore. I know I was like that this morning. I was like, I'm just going to uninstall this stupid app. And then I went into work and the Pokestop popped up and I was like, Pokestop. So, of course, I got the Pokestop. And then I ended up catching another Rattata. And I was into the game again. So even though it gets very annoying and sometimes the game is very frustrating, still it brings so much joy and happiness to our lives. It's like, you know what? I'm going to keep playing anyway. So the only thing I have left to say about Pokemon Go, folks, is if you are someone who's playing Pokemon Go, as I've mentioned a couple times in this podcast, please, please, please be safe. Don't be stupid. Don't pick up your phone and drive around and play Pokemon Go. Don't do that. It's not worth it. I don't care what's around. Your life is not worth a Pokemon, because that's literally how quickly it can happen. Be aware of your surroundings. Be respectful to others. Be respectful to others thereby. That was my newfie coming out there for a minute. So just something to think about, guys. Be respectful of liberty. You know, if you're walking around and there's like a bunch of kids, literal kids playing it, don't be assholes or anything. I've seen and heard of that happening. You know, like literal adults being assholes to kids, and it's like, yo, man, get a fucking life. Like, just don't do that. Be respectful to everyone. Have fun. Be safe, and literally just worry about yourself, man. Worry about catching them all, bro. Have fun. At the end of the day, folks, I want to do this podcast because I want to talk about how much fun I'm having with Pokemon Go, and hopefully express to you, if you are someone who isn't playing Pokemon Go, how much fun it really is. And if you're someone who maybe hates on Pokemon Go and that, you know what, man, give it a try. Come on, give it a try. For me, for old TJ, for your old pal TJ here, give it a try. It doesn't cost you a cent to download. You can play it on Wi-Fi all the time. It doesn't actually use up that much data. I noticed that today. I've been only playing it on my data just because sometimes my internet sucks. If you guys couldn't tell by the phone call I had with Brandon, my service sucks down here. So I've been using my data because it's just easier. And I haven't used that much data. Like, it's surprising. I figured I'd already be like a gig of data or something, but no, not even close. So definitely something to think about. You know, the Pokestops and that usually have Wi-Fi available depending on where you are. So you can kind of make that work sometimes. And just hang out, have fun, do it. You know, get some friends together and go Pokemon hunting. It's fun. If there's someone you used to play Pokemon with that you don't talk to anymore, call them up and be like, yo, man, we haven't talked in a while. You play Pokemon Go? Of course you do. Let's go play Pokemon Go. It's something fun. Get your girl, your guy into it and go play with them. It's something fun you can do together. Get your brother or sister into it. Get your parents into it. Get your parents into it. It's fun. It's easy. It's a fun game. It brings everyone together. And that is the point of Pokemon and Pokemon Go, is to have fun and bring people together, in my opinion. But with that, I am going to sign off here. As this podcast has progressed, I've gotten less hyper, but I'm going to get ready to sign off here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, clicking that play button on today's episode of the podcast. Hope you guys have enjoyed this Pokemon Go podcast. I had a lot of fun doing it. That phone call with Brandon was hilarious on the spot. Hope you guys didn't mind the quality of it. I'm probably going to have to do a little bit of editing, post editing here, to maybe make it a little more acceptable for the podcast. But either way, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed the podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in, whatever medium you're listening on. If you're listening on the SoundCloud, be sure to hit that like button and that follow button. You know, I always appreciate it. Once you follow me, I will be able to see who actually is watching and listening to the podcast. Well, just listening to the podcast. Come on, TJ, record together. Because I can literally see all the users who have watched, have listened to it. So that's cool. I'll definitely always give you a shout out if I see you are actually listening. If you are listening on the YouTube, be sure to hit that like or dislike button depending on what you thought about it. Hit me up in the comments. Let me know what's going on. Let me know what you think of the game and all that kind of bullshit. Definitely hit that subscribe button. Always appreciate it, guys. Be able to keep up on everything that's going on the Hodder Show's YouTube channel, especially with that live cast coming up. Might want to subscribe. Just something to think about. You know what I'm saying? And of course, if you're listening on the iTunes, which you guys know is the easiest way to listen to the Hodder Show, be sure to hit that subscribe button. It means the world to me when you do that, and be sure to leave a rating and a comment for the Hodder Show. Obviously, I love it if you give me a 5-star rating, but if you don't think the show is a 5-star show, that's fine, man. Leave me a comment, let me know what you think. You know, if you think there's something I can improve on, let me know. If you're like, hey dude, your shit is all over the place, I'm sick of listening to it, you were too hyper, blah, 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 blah. Let me know. Don't just be a negative Nancy and give me a 1 star and don't give me a reason why. Because that'll just bother me. And I'll want to know why. Aside from the fact, if you're like, oh, you're fat and stupid, I don't like you. That's your business. But be sure to leave that rating and that comment. I will always shout out people who leave me a rating comment because I know who you are. I appreciate everyone who has left a rating on the Hodder Show iTunes, but unfortunately, I can't see the usernames who have left reviews, the star reviews and that. So I can't shout you out. But either way, thank you. You guys know how much I appreciate you tuning in and listening today. That is going to do it for me. The next time I will talk to you guys is the live cast. I might put up a video before that sometime earlier in the week, starting either Monday, Tuesday, somewhere around there. Just kind of giving you guys an update on the live cast and that. But the next time we will interact is the live cast. So definitely looking forward to that, guys. I'm so excited for it. Be sure to keep an eye out on the Facebook event page for that. Thank you, everyone who has already said they are going to the event, even though all you have to do is tune it in to your computer or your phone or whatever, tune into the YouTube. Very easy. But either way, guys, that is going to do it for me. Thank you so much again for tuning in, and I will catch you guys next time on the Hodder Show. See you on the live cast, guys.